Hello and welcome once again to my side of YouTube. This is me, Luther574, and today I'm going to be talking about a movie. Yeah, it's been a while since I did a movie review, but it's not going to read too much about a movie review because I'm just going to be talking about it. And I'm going to be giving some of my thoughts on what was going on and possibly why everything was happening. Okay, so in the movie Krampus. I didn't even say what movie I was going to talk about. I just said I was going to talk about a movie. Like I said, spoiler alert, I am going to be talking about the movie Krampus. Krampus was a horror, comedy, and thriller movie. And to be honest, it was everything that you would not expect to happen. So usually what happens in every horror movie is it's either a adult that is the first victim, but in this, it is one of the children. Like I said, even though I only said adults are usually the first victims, there are children, there is one baby, and there is one teen. So we have one teen, four kids, one baby, and the rest adults. Now remember, this is a comedy slash horror slash thriller. And this is really, from my point of view, it was awesome. It was really good. From the beginning to end, it was really good, but there are some points that it was just like, why? Just why? Like, okay. They're kids, but like I said, there are some things that just shouldn't even happen because of how much of a dick thing that it was. So, like I said, actually I haven't said this at all in this video. I'll give you a heads up. I might throw some profanity out. I'm sorry, but yeah. So okay, here it goes. Krampus is a movie that is Christmas based, and as you can see from this video, it is Christmas themed with a dark, gloomy sky and snow, because that's basically the whole point of what's going outside of the house in the movie Krampus. It's very dark, it's very weary, and it's very gloomy, with a slash hint of death. Why do I say that? Because we have these random attacks from these creatures underneath the snow. And I'll be honest, it's not all that great. That point, it wasn't all that good. It's like, okay, it's just pretty much like Jaws. That was a scream. Okay, so in the movie, the shit hits the fan as soon as the kid has a wish list that he had for Santa Claus, and it got to a point that everyone being a dick made him just finally said to himself, you know what? No, I am not gonna give this to Santa. At this point, I don't even think Santa's real. So he rips up his wish list and he throws it out into the sky. He opens up his window and he throws it out into the sky. And as you see, the pieces of torn paper is swirling around in circles and goes up into the sky. Now remember, keep this in mind. He threw it in, it went up to the sky, it never fell, it went up into the sky. So let's just say it was delivered, but to somebody else. Krampus, on the other hand, Krampus is what I didn't expect. Oh my goodness. His face is so fucking ugly. I am sorry, again for my profanity, but he is ugly as shit. If you look at him for a good amount of time, I will promise you that you will shit your pants out of how ugly he is. Okay, enough with how ugly Krampus is. So, the old lady in the movie had mentioned, actually she didn't mention anything, she just went off about a story about when she was a child, She apparently things were really horrible. She was given bread, and it got to a point that she turned around and other people stole that bread from her and started. It was it was like the purge, but instead no one was stealing anything or breaking into anywhere. But in a way, she was basically saying all hope was gone. No one had believed in miracles, and she said it got to the point that even I didn't believe in miracles. And then it brings up the point that when you give up and you I forgot what I was going to say, but anyway, it's basically keep your hopes high, and no matter how hard things are hitting you, just go with the blow, because if you do, things will just go the way it needs to be. Don't go saying I wish everyone was gone, because like that one movie said, I forgot what that one movie said. Sometimes when you wish, things don't go the way you want it. But anyway, I'm gonna go to the end. Krampus had a gift for the child who threw his wish list out the window, and he put it in the child's hand. The child opened it up and realized what it was wrapped around. What was wrapping the gift was the torn pieces of his wish list. And he's like, oh. So he got up his courage because everyone was kidnapped, and now Krampus was going to do something with them. I don't know, probably eat them, probably grind them up into something and put them on bread and eat them like jelly. But anyway, he holds the bell and he says, I want my family. He throws the bell and it sinks down, and there's this giant portal in the ground. It looks like a hole to hell. So now he's got the idea that he's sending everyone to hell, or just his domain. Because like the old lady said, Krampus is a very old and ancient creature. So there's a possibility that this creature could possibly be of a different dimension. And that dimension could have been what that hole in the ground was. But at the very end, as he falls down, as Krampus holds him up by the head and drops him into the hole. Before he drops him into the hole, the kid cries and says, I'm sorry. And it shows a scene of Krampus just staring at him confused. And the kid says, all I wanted was things to be just how it used to be. And so he drops him into the hole. So this is just a theory, but I think that Krampus isn't all that bad as we know him to be. Because Krampus could possibly just be a spirit. And any time when Krampus shows up, there's a possibility that he's not really there. But all that gloom and doom that's outside is really his domain. Anytime someone gives up on hope, anytime anyone gives up on the idea of Santa existing, gives up on miracles, is exactly when Krampus is awakened. And he doesn't just visit you, you're visiting him. Remember, this is only a theory. You're visiting him in his domain. So, what could be happening is, if you just go with the flow and just let everyone die, you're failing. What Krampus is doing, he's an ancient creature. He is the shadow of Santa. So, Who knows? Even though he's twisted and the complete opposite of Santa and not holly and jolly whatsoever, there is a possibility that Krampus wants to help you. Krampus just wants to show you the errors of your ways. Remember, the old man. The rich old guy, Ebenezer Scrooge. He was grumpy and he would not give to anyone, even his employers even his employees. And it took until he found out that his future is going to lead to his own death. If he keeps going the way he's going, it's going to lead to his own death. So there's a possibility that the spirits that meet him, it's not 3 spirits, it's not 4 spirits, but it's one ancient creature. So everything that's happening isn't really happening, but everyone is aware. And so I'm going to go back to when he drops the kid down the hole. He drops down the hole and he wakes up in his bed. So there's a possibility that that hole was the exit from his domain and back into reality. So pretty much what happened was, okay, so first of all, before I go on about the ending, I'm going to go and talk about these creatures that you had to deal with. The Jack-in-the-Box. The Jack-in-the-Box was a creature. It was not an item. It was a creature. He would eat, he will bite, and he will get you. He was kind of funny, I'll be honest. And then we have the Gingerbread Man. Oh my god. They're crazy, I'll tell you that much. And there's a whole lot of funny scenes with them. And remember, this is a horror and comedy movie. And now we have, I'm going to call them banshees because they screech and they scream. In the form of an angel and a teddy bear. 2 forms. And there's a possibility that there's a 3rd form, but they're only under the snow. And now I'm going to talk about the 4th creature. The 4th creature are the elves. Now the elves are probably Krampus's minions, but not the other creatures. The creatures, I would say, are the incarnations of what could possibly be known as the spirits that we know. But instead of showing you your ways, they're there to scare you straight up scare you and show you really want everyone to die, you really want to get rid of everyone. Well, guess what? There's these creatures and they will get you. But there's a possibility that, hey, everything what's going on is only to show you your ways. Like, okay, you gave up on the spirit of Christmas. So how about we show you the spirit, our spirit. Our spirit is to go on and to show everyone fear. But Krampus, he's the head honcho of his own domain. He can stop anything and he can stop everything if he wanted to. But like I said, he is the complete opposite of Santa. He's not jolly. He is not holly. He is not holly jolly. He is not fat. Actually, I think he is fat. But anyway, Krampus is one of the creepiest motherfuckers you'll ever see. But in a way, he is not bad. Sure, he is twisted. Sure, he is insane. But he is not bad. Because in a way, he's trying to help. So I'm going to go back to the ending of the movie. He wakes up in his bed, and everyone is alive, including him. And like I said before, that hole that shows up is the exit of his domain. And so it got to the point that everyone was acting like nothing happened. There was a whole bunch of gifts for everyone, and somebody gave the child. I want to say he's the main character, because he is. The main character got the gift of Krampus's bell. The bell with Krampus's name on it. So, what could this mean? Everybody looks at him, and then we hear flashbacks of everyone's voices saying things that they did in his domain, and everyone is acting like, I thought this was only a bad dream I had. But instead, everyone had the same bad dream because it wasn't a dream. They were in a different domain, and they were in a different dimension. And think of dimensions and teleportation for a second. Teleportation is a thing, and a different dimension is another thing that is possible. No. A different dimension is possible. So, what I'm thinking... No, not what I'm thinking, but my theory is that Krampus is to show you what you do not want. Sure, you may think you don't want everyone. Sure, you want everyone to go away. Sure, you want everyone to die. But in the end, you cannot escape death. Because someday it'll come for you. And that bell was for everyone, was a reminder for everyone. Saying, remember, you may be safe now, but I will come back for you. And that's it. That's my theory. But in review-wise, the movie was good. I would tell anyone and everyone to watch it because I think it was great. But if somebody else thinks that wasn't all that great, that's what you think. I'm not saying that you're wrong into thinking that it wasn't good. I'm just saying everybody has their own little thoughts and their own little taste in movie and whatever. But yeah, this has been Luther574, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye. And if you're wondering why I wasn't in this video and why I didn't show myself, well, I'll tell you. Because I'm not wearing a shirt. And bye-bye.